Got Tristan Semmelsberger out there for New Mexico. Jacobo Reyes making his New Mexico United debut here this evening as well. You can see him wearing number 20. This is Kelowna. He and Wyparlo are the center back pairing here for New Mexico. They were the center back pairing in the match against UDA and MSU as well. That was Wyparlo's club debut. Same thing for Kyle Kelowna. Garvagnan, another Albuquerque native. You've actually coached Milo Garvagnan. Tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, it's actually interesting. It looks like he's slotting into midfield there. Obviously, for the first team, he plays mostly left, outside back. But this is essentially a U23 squad plus Greg Hurst plus Santi Moar. So slides into midfield. He's probably one of the more experienced guys. And again, that no fear, that energy from the fresh legs from the youngsters is going to cause Sunderland some issues, especially early going here.
The 19-year-old Andres Robles, out of right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He was the fourth signing to an academy contract in New Mexico United history. Yes, auto free kick coming up here, 47th minute. This is Greg Hurst, the Scotsman, lining it up. Or is it? As Garvagnan also having a look. Hurst with the right, Garvagnan with the left. About 25 yards out or so. And it's going to be Hurst. Hits it straight into the wall. Comes back to the Scotsman. And that is no worries there for Matt Young. Over to Ballard. Micah Madrid with his first action here this evening. And for Madrid, Micah Madrid is actually making his first team debut here tonight. So some real incredible stuff. And what an opportunity for these young players as well.
Yeah, just watching them in warm-up, actually, they were just doing a little rondo, and they kept looking across at the Sunderland players, and the Sunderland players absolutely towered over them. And you could see the kind of eyes got a little wide, they were having a little giggle. And yeah, it is. It's an unbelievable opportunity that we'll remember for the rest of their lives.
Well, I mean, and just to put it into comparison, you mentioned how they were looking over and kind of scoping out the size. You see Andres Robles, number 36 for New Mexico United. He's 19 years old. And then you look at Hamir, who's also 19 years old, and you can just see exactly why they were doing that.
Yeah, exactly. It is. And it's not like, so again, this is essentially an under-23 squad for New Mexico United, plus a couple of seniors, with Hurst and Moore, like we said. But I would expect that the Sunderland squad has not got much in terms of average age over them. Really hasn't.
So wholesale changes here at the break for Eric Quill. All of those substitutions brought to you by REDW, CPAs and advisors. There's no substitution for integrity. That was Reyes, the new signing for New Mexico. Finds Santi Moar, the Spaniard. Over to Garvagnan. Cross blocked by Ballard. So Bank of America corner kick coming up. Again, as we're nearing 4 minutes into this second half, we'd like to welcome all of our viewers from all around the world, whether you're watching here in the States on ESPN+. This one falls as the shot there is deflected. That was Arturo Astorga, another U23 player making his debut here tonight. Turi, as his friends call him. But as we were saying, welcome into everybody watching from around the world, whether you're watching from the UK. We understand there's viewers watching out in Australia. Who knows? Who knows wherever else? But we genuinely really appreciate you for tuning in, checking out our humble digs. That is one of our famous fans. He goes by the name Sea Monkey. And if you've ever had a chance to meet him, you would definitely remember it. He's such an incredible guy. He brings an incredible amount of energy to these matches, and just a real special treat here tonight.
Yeah, he's always fixing your tie, isn't he? He basically dresses you, I think, is what he would claim.
He's made it so you and I, we'll give the people a look behind the curtain. So we tape our pregame little segment actually about an hour prior to kickoff, And in that hour, Chris, you and I, we usually go down pitch side, but we walk out through the United Tunnel where the players enter onto the pitch, and Sea Monkey has just made it this tradition of adjusting my tie each time he comes out. And so that's what it is. And so, you know, it's not crazy, it's sports. Astorga gets that one off to Semmelsberger. There's Astorga again. Astorga, the El Paso native. Here's Reyes, Jacobo Reyes, the Harris, Texas native. He was actually acquired on July 14th, exactly 5 days ago from CF Monterrey on a season-long loan. Despite just being 22 years old, Chris, Jacobo Reyes has already played over 10,000 minutes in his career for Monterrey's senior and youth teams.
And you can see as soon as he gets the ball, the first thing he's looking to do is go forward. And you can see it's very similar, I'd say, to the start of the first half. Sunderland a little slow getting out of the changing room, and the energy, and I do believe a little bit of this is, you know, the youthful exuberance of a lot of the New Mexico United players here, but just their legs and just their energy is causing all kinds of issues right now for the Sunderland players.
That was a tough challenge there as Moar goes down. He's feeling it. That's the Spaniard, Santi Moar. 2 goals on the season for the black and yellow. Moar grabbing onto his right knee. Let's have a look at this TLC replay here. And a tough challenge.
That's tri-human. You know, Sunderland fans will tell you that's, you know, out of 10, that's not even a 3 out of 10 in how strong a tackle he can put. There's some great tackles he put in last year, one specifically against Wigan Athletic where it was cheered just as loud as a goal. And so he's getting back, but you can still see Sandy Moore still trying to work out if his ankle's attached.
Moar was with New Mexico back in their first season, 2019. Scored 12 goals for the black and yellow in all competitions that season. That is the 3rd highest tally in a single season in club history. 18 league appearances so far for Moar. Here he is again, the Spaniard. Miscommunication there between he and the Scotsman Greg Hurst. Goal scorer Ekwa. 09 now. 09 works his way by Semmelsberger. Semmelsberger, another youth product out here getting a run tonight, Chris. Did he play in your youth club, Semmelsberger?
He did. He played in both New Mexico Rush. He played in Rio Rapids as well. His brother played for us as well. And but yeah, he went to Colorado School of Mines, if my memory serves me right. And I think is this year his first year that he's been with the under-23s as well. And yeah, he's always, it's funny watching him now. He looks like a man out there, but I remember when he grew, it was like he was 17. All of a sudden he turned up and he was about 4 foot taller than he was the year before.
This is Hume. Sunderland on the attack now. Pritchard finds Ba and looking to make it 3-0, but a timely challenge from Michael Wyparlo will keep this one at bay, and it's going to be a corner kick coming up here for the Black Cats. And you can see a gorgeous, gorgeous sunset here in the land of enchantment, and you touched on it earlier, Chris. Sunsets at this time of year are absolutely impeccable. Here's Pritchard. Bank of America corner kick. Black Cats up 2-0 here, 55 minutes in. Our man in the center, Christian Campo Hernandez, is going to stop things for a moment. And here we go again. Pritchard, already 1 assist on the evening. Can he make it 2? That one headed away by Moar. Pritchard again. Ba. One comes to Ford Parker. Albuquerque native Ford Parker played his college soccer actually right across the street from us at the University of New Mexico. Graduate of Sandia High School, which is 12 minutes away from where we are right now. And I think the really cool thing, Chris, is how many New Mexicans are in this New Mexico United squad.
Yeah, it's the foundation. It's the foundation of the entire club, right? That's always been, regardless of who the head coach, technical directors are, that's been one of the main goals is can they get, and it's not just a token gesture either. It's not just we have to have New Mexicans because we have to have New Mexicans.
Right.
It's New Mexican players tend to be really undervalued, I would say.
Overlooked.
In the youth game specifically, yeah, overlooked, So the fact that they now have this professional team in town where they can potentially go and play and show what they can do has been huge and continues to be huge, and it puts them on the stage where, I don't think we're too far away from hearing of the first signing from a New Mexico United player potentially going across and playing in Europe.
When you look at just some of the talent that's come through the academy ranks, and one player that we will not be seeing tonight, a native New Mexican who made his way through the academy, Alex Wagner. He actually scored the game-winning goal the last time we were here, Chris, just 11 days ago. He's since gone on to attend college soccer. He's going to be playing at the University of Michigan, where he'll be a Wolverine, but he just goes to show that the talent is here.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And are we sure that he went of his own accord? Because he scored against Detroit. I'm just curious if they were mad and kind of took him up there. But yeah, it's yeah, it is. That's the talent, and he's going to go up there, and I have no doubt at all that he'll be a huge success.
That cross cut out there by Luke 09. It was Tristan Semmelsberger making the run all the way down. It's going to be a Bank of America corner kick coming up here for New Mexico. Milo Garvagnan headed over to take this one. The 23-year-old out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. 6 appearances, 1 start on the league season so far. Had a great college career at the University of North Carolina. As this one headed back post, Kyle Colonna unable to direct that one on frame. Ballard. Header won by Colonna. Falls to Robles. Back to Wyparlo. Wyparlo is a Polish youth international, trained with the Poland U20s. Transferred over from the Polish First Division. Made 2 appearances in 2 seasons there. Making his 2nd appearance here tonight for New Mexico. Made his club debut in that U.S. Open Cup match against UDA NMSU. Getting a run here again tonight. Robles plays it forward. Semmelsberger now. Headed away. Falls to Garvagnan. And Garvagnan has that taken right off of his feet. Ba going on a run. Still Ba. Gets it over to Lahaji now. Lahaji double team. Lahaji trying to work his way around Micah Madrid. And a job well done by the New Mexico United Academy product.
You see Lahaji, he's a box of tricks when he gets the ball at his feet and goes right at Madrid. But Madrid does well to stick to his task there. A little physical battle and does enough. Gives away a corner but does enough to prevent the cross.
Bank of America corner kick coming up here. It's the veteran Alex Pritchard, the 30-year-old out of Orset. Gets it back. Semmelsberger unable to get a foot on that. Ba now. Hurst goes down. No foul, says the official. Oh, actually, he does call it back. Couldn't hear the whistle from up here. Looks like we're going to be seeing a substitution here for New Mexico. And it's going to be a club debut for new signing Isaac Zuleta, as he replaces Greg Hurst. That substitution brought to you by REDW, CPAs, and advisors. There's no substitution for integrity. So Isaac Zuleta, born in LA, out in California. He was actually acquired from Getafe of La Liga just 2 days ago. Came through the youth system there at Getafe. Scored 16 goals in 11 youth appearances for Getafe. Notched a hat-trick in each of his first 3 appearances.
You can see where Eric Quill has tried to add some depth for New Mexico United, especially with Wagner leaving Michigan as well. And it's the pressure on Daniel Bruce, who's not necessarily played as a true number 9 since his college days. So he's definitely adding some depth in that number 10 attacking centre mid, the centre forward role, and a great opportunity for Zuleta here, where very little pressure, a game where it's 2-0, it's a friendly as well, but a great way to get acclimatized to the conditions here.
That ball blasted out by Michael Wyparlo. Pritchard. And Pritchard's going to draw the foul. Free kick coming up here. Fiesta Auto free kick coming up here.
It was a lovely little nutmeg there by Alex Pritchard to just draw the foul. I think it was Robles there, just bit on him. And he just popped it through his legs and he was off to the races, but saw the contact coming, so drew the foul.
So, looks like Ekwa is going to be standing over this one. Jacobo Reyes, sure, just asking him what he's going to be doing for dinner after the match. That is Reyes, the new signing for New Mexico. Couple of new acquisitions for the black and yellow over the last few days. Reyes actually spent some time with Quill when he was playing on the U.S. youth national teams. Header goes over the crossbar. But that's really where he got to know Eric Quill and form that relationship with him. So Chris, championship season gets started in what, about a month from now, is that right? Championship season?
Yeah. So August 6th, first game up against Ipswich Town. So Ipswich have just been promoted from League One. Obviously, for American viewers, the promotion relegation in England. Sunderland are just about to start their second season in the Championship. Their first 5 games, actually, it's a pretty exciting start of the season. So Ipswich Town, who've just come up, and then the next one is an away game against Preston North End, but that's just after a cup game of the League Cup against Crewe Alexandra. So a couple of home games to start off the season. Rotherham, Coventry City away is a really tough one. That's the 4th game of the league campaign. Coventry City obviously played Luton Town in the playoff final. They were another team that made the playoffs this past year. And then a really tasty one on September 2nd against Southampton, one of the 3 teams relegated from the Premier League. I can't remember the last time Southampton were in the Championship. So that's a game I'm sure lots of Sunderland fans are looking forward to.
I'm definitely looking forward to the start of soccer season there across the pond, or football season, should I say. But not just that, obviously the time difference here in the States. What is it like for you on a match day here in the States?
In terms of
what time are you waking up? All of that stuff.
Okay, for this?
Yeah, not for this. For a Sunderland match.
Oh, okay, sorry. I misunderstood there. It's been.
As this one falls to the back post, and what a save from Ford Parker! But eventually, it's tapped home. It was Lihaji, the fox in the box, to put the Black Cats up 3-0 here in just the 66th minute. Did I use Fox in the box right?
You did. Brilliantly. Absolutely brilliant. Better than your Leicestershire or whatever you said earlier on. That's for
Cambridgeshire.
Sure. Oh, there we go.
Cambridgeshire.
Okay, there you go. Now you got it. But yeah, it was that, like you say, that was just more of an opportunistic goal there for Lihaji, just in the right place at the right time. So that's Luko 9, just fires the ball into the box. Swing and a miss. Is that Hamir? I think it is. Comes back to him, and Lihaji, great first save. Ford Parker, he'll be disappointed in his defenders. No one reacted after he got a decent hand to that. That's a decent save. None of the defenders could really do anything about the second one. Lihaji was first to the ball bobbling around the box to stick it home.
Isaac Lihaji out of Marseille scored 1 goal for the U23s, signed in 2022 from Lille. 28 appearances in 2.5 seasons for Lille, scored once. Zuleta getting tangled up there on the far side. It's Triantis. So a first start for Triantis here tonight, a club debut for a number of players. It's going to be a night that a lot of people here will not forget.
Triantis is actually, from set pieces, he's looked very dangerous. He seems like the man that Alex Pritchard specifically has been looking for in and around the 6-yard box. He's managed to get on the end of a couple of those crosses.
Astorga. Now it's Garvanyan. Reyes. Here's Jacobo Reyes. Cross goes in. Moar was waiting for it at the back post. Here's Madrid now. The Academy product, Micah Madrid, wins the throw-in. A fantastic crowd here this evening as well. We'll have official attendance numbers for you here in a few minutes, but just as we look around here tonight, Chris, the lab it's packed. And for what it's worth, we'd like to let everyone know this game was not included in season ticket holder packages, and so everybody that's here tonight went out of their way to purchase a ticket. And for those that are watching from across the pond, sure, Sunderland, obviously one of the tops when it comes to attendances out there in England. Well, so is New Mexico United. They currently sit second in the league when it comes to average attendance, a hair under 10,000, as that was a great opportunity there, as Kelowna is upset with himself for not putting that one home, but usually averaging about 9,900 per match here. So it looks like somebody went down there in the box.
It's Dan Ballard. I think Matthew Young came to collect across there. Didn't really get closer, it looks. By the way, Dan Ballard ducked there. I'm going to guess he got a call for it, but couldn't get out the way and got a knee in the small of his back for his troubles.
And Ballard now, you can see the official waving on the medical team. So certainly hope that Ballard is okay. As I was saying, incredible crowd here tonight. I think we might be approaching probably around the 8,000 mark, 8,500 mark, which is basically what they get here on a normal weekday match. Just incredible stuff from the Black and Yellow faithful. And not just that, we have to give a big, big shout out to the Sunderland supporters that have showed out here tonight. There's a group of them out in section 122. You can see all of their red and white kits from up here in the press box. Just an incredible, incredible experience here tonight.
Yeah, and it is. It's been crazy, like, you know, walking into bars and hearing people talk with my accent as well. You know, it's been pretty unsettling at times, but
there they are.
And yeah, it's you know, the atmosphere in the bar before the game, and all the meet and greets in San Antonio as well. It's been absolutely tremendous, and you can see they're having a great time. And just to go on record as well, you know, some of the guys, when I was talking to them in San Antonio, they were mentioning that this was going to be the shortest leg of their trip in Albuquerque because, you know, they were advised not to travel here because it's unsafe. And I would like to say to anyone who was thinking of traveling to New Mexico, it is beautiful, and the people who have come, they have said that they wish that they could stay longer now because they've seen that what they were told was absolute rubbish, and they really do want to come back, which has been great to hear.
Well, fair play to all the supporters that made the trek out to not just the USA, but to Albuquerque as well. And just glad that they're having a good time. We got to interact with them a little bit at the event last night with the two clubs. Big fan of the New Mexican beers is what I understand. But it's been great.
New Mexican, just any beer. I would say any beer is what I've learned over the last 5 days. That is what they are fans of.
70 minutes gone by. That lets you know that the 70th minute of this match was brought to you by REDW, an Albuquerque-based CPA firm celebrating 70 years of keeping New Mexico moving forward. Look at this TLC replay here. The ball just gets by. Wyparlo doing enough defensively.
But you could see the trickery of Abdullah Bar there.
Yeah.
He's got really fast feet and another yard of space. So if that was another yard further onto the field, and Wyparlo was in a bit of trouble.
8 starts last season, 27 appearances for Abdullah Ba. Had 1 goal, 1 assist. Ballard back on the ball. He looks to be okay, which is a good thing. Tough challenge there. Garvanyan now finds Zuleta. And Zuleta is called for the foul.
Something Sunderland fans will not want to see is both centre-backs tonight getting a little bit of a rough go by the end of the season. Last year it was Trihume and Luke O'Nien, who Trihume is an outside back. Luke O'Nien used to be a centre mid. I think he even says himself, he sees himself as a centre back now just because of last year, and did a great job, don't get me wrong, but just the injuries, Danny Bath and Dan Ballard both getting injured towards the latter stages of the season, which kept them out through the playoffs. It was all hands to the pump for the Sunderland squad.
All hands to the pump, nearly secured promotion back into the Premier League, where it's been a number of seasons since Sunderland have been back and on the cusp. And so, Chris, as we're talking about the upcoming season, what are your expectations for this Sunderland squad?
Really is an unknown. I think, going off, talking to Tony Mowbray as well, I do believe they expect more players to come in and recognise that they need more depth in the squad, especially in attacking options. Hamir really is. If there's going to be a different 11 who are playing on Saturday in North Carolina, imagine that he might still get some minutes because he really is the only true number 9 that we have out on the squad out here. But I think Sunderland fans would be happy with progression. What that really is hard to say, because some would say that the league has got infinitely better this year. The 3 teams that have come down from the Premier League are very, very good clubs who will have a lot of money to play with the parachute payments coming down from the Premier League. The teams that have come up from League One, Sheffield Wednesday, Ipswich Town, to name 2 of them, are both very historical clubs. So the Championship is just an absolutely mad league, and it really is where, if you get on a little run, you could end up near the top of it, and if you get on a bad run, you really could end up in a spot of bother.
Well, and we saw what a good run could do last season, where Sunderland in the playoffs, knocking on the door of promotion.
And that's it. It's like, this team was 2 games away from the Premier League, so that's why, again, this is a great opportunity for these young players for New Mexico United. Sunderland are ranked 6th in England in terms of number of league championships that they've won. Granted, the last one was back in the 1930s, but still, historically, I did look for Spurs on that list, but my computer screen wasn't big enough.
I'm unplugging the mic.
It didn't go down that far, yeah, sorry. I did try and find them.
Oh my God, they're going to love that one on Twitter. Here's Moar. A one-man wrecking crew from Ordez, Spain, as he's been called. Lays it off for Madrid. Wow, I can't believe you went there.
You knew there was at least one Spurs joke coming in at some point. Yeah, that was. I wasn't going to let that go.
Fair dues, all right? This is the only time that you could say that, and the viewers would be able to catch what that means. I mean, for what it's worth, our normal viewers here in the States they're not super interactive with us. And so I know this has been a lot of fun for you. Your social media has not stopped blowing up for about the last week or so. I think about every 5 seconds I look over to my right and your phone is lighting up with another notification.
Some of it is just the Sunderland fans back in England are really struggling with how many American teams, how many sponsors American teams have, which is quite funny saying that because I'm just so used to it now. I don't even notice how many reads you do. So I'm sure it is quite different.
It's a lot.
It is, apparently. Like I say, it shows how much I listen to you, I guess.
Hydration break here in the 76th minute. That, ladies and gentlemen, is New Mexico True. Gorgeous sunset here over the land of enchantment. And some of our supporters, some of our day one supporters right there on the screen. Some season ticket holders. Cole Cottrell there to the far right. Jacob and Amy there in the middle. So incredible. There's a wave from Jacob. It's almost like they heard me. That was awesome. And again, the Sunderland fans, there's a flag flying there. There we go. I believe for Alex Tambakis, our Greek goalkeeper. I know there's a big contingent of Greek fans that like to hang out. And there's the Sunderland supporters. So out of the hydration break, Sunderland on top of New Mexico United 3-0. And we've got our official attendance here this evening, 8,129 fans on hand here at the Lab to experience this historic first ever international friendly between New Mexico United and Sunderland AFC.
It's amazing. Like you say, the fact that it was an additional expense and it's in the middle of the summer, so many families out of town on vacation, so much other stuff going on. It's hot.
It was hot.
Do you really want to come to a stadium and sweat with 8,000 other people? I don't know, So it's amazing the turnout again. And I do want to make sure that if we lock the doors and make sure that Christian Speakman and the directors of Sunderland sign some sort of contract that they come back again next year, that would be, hopefully in next 18 months or so, New Mexico United will have their own stadium and maybe they can come and open it.
That would be something. Now that would be something. Given their experience, I'm sure Christian Speakman and the rest of the club would probably be happy to return to Mexico in the future. As from what I've seen, I have not seen a smile leave their faces the entire time they've been here.
I thought you were going to say me.
Well, you too, obviously. But that goes without saying. Corner kick from Pritchard Ballard with the free header. But there were some extracurriculars going on there in the box. Free kick for New Mexico. So, Chris, New Mexico has green chili, right? Tell me about pink slice.
I don't even know how to describe that to you where it wouldn't sound disgusting. It's a dessert.
Okay.
A cake.
A cake, okay.
There we go.
That's pink slice?
Yeah, it's got frosting on the top and it's...
What flavor is it at least?
I don't know, pink slice flavor. You know how long it's been since I've had one of those? We're talking 20 plus years.
It's just it's incredible to see like just some of the differences in the local cuisine, right? Like you've been here for 19 years, is that correct?
Yeah.
And I know last night at the event there was a video that was actually posted to the Sunderland social media channels of the players actually trying salsa.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it, for those supporters out there, go out there and check it out. It was incredible.
They put a video out? All I saw was a picture. I didn't realize there was a
video.
There's
a video, I think.
I need to watch that as well. But I did see there was the spice challenge, and you could see the staff. It was actually the coaching staff were kind of crowding around watching who it was. I think it was Niall Huggins, Tri Hume. I can see who else it was as well. But yeah, it was. But it was interesting to see. I think the players have enjoyed the experience. Like a lot of these guys are young, and one of the guys who isn't playing tonight, Chris Rigg, 16-year-old, just turned 16 as well. England Youth International, he's scored 2 goals already this preseason. He's knocking on the door to potentially be in contention going into the start of the season. 16 years old. It's absolutely unbelievable. He and Matthew Young actually played together all the way since 8 years old, apparently. So it's, again, it's exciting times for Sunderland. For those players, and for those players, again, like, the average age at a guess out here would be 19, I think, for that team, and for them to be able to travel the world, and who of them thought they were going to end up in Albuquerque, New Mexico, playing a game?
Yeah, absolutely.
I certainly didn't, as the video attests to.
Yeah, and again, another video. If you haven't seen it, dude, we did it. Look, I'll lay it out.
You lied.
We played a trick on him. We played a trick on my good friend here, Chris Hurst. This match had been in development since last summer, actually, and so there was months of negotiations between the two clubs. Deal was officially signed, and I had known about this for about 6 months. Obviously, Chris and I are really good friends, so imagine what it's like trying to keep one of the biggest secrets from one of your closest friends for over half a year, and then comes the day when you find out it's actually happening. And so then we go on and we're thinking to ourselves, how are we going to break this news to Chris? And so I'll let you tell the rest of the story.
It's real easy. You lied. It was the day QPR, Sunderland played QPR away, where we won down there, and I was on my way home to watch Sunderland against QPR on the computer, and you called and said, hey, don't tell anyone. International friendly coming up, and it's against Queen's Park Rangers. My reaction is, no way, I'm just going to watch Queen's Park Rangers. Not getting how obvious that was. I wrote lots of notes. I sent those notes to you. You shared them around the office, everyone laughing at me about how much you've done me and got me hook, line and sinker. And I knew a lot about QPR that day. And yeah, then you dropped the bombshell on me with cameras on me, and yeah, that was one of the greatest feelings. And then when I settled down, I was like, man, Tyler, he did me there. Well and truly. Well done.
New Mexico looking to pull one back here. Here's Moar. Yeah, so essentially we let Chris think that we were playing QPR for about a handful of days. He sends me an email a few days later. It's a full page of QPR notes. Everything you can imagine on QPR. So we meet up again. We're in front of our media backdrop, cameras rolling, and I just open up the video. First ever international friendly at the lap for New Mexico United. Chris, New Mexico is going to be taking on Sunderland. And you should have seen the look on your face. I think you called me a wind-up merchant.
I did. Yeah. Your social media crew didn't exactly get the closed captioning right on that one. We'll blame that. We'll put that in lost in translation. But yeah. And I should have known, because you never normally get nervous.
I got nervous. My voice cracked.
Your voice cracked. Your lip was shaking. And I was like, wow, this is a big deal. Clearly. Not realizing it was just because you were a liar. And the only other time you've shook like that is right before this game.
Oh, man. Incredible. It was totally worth it. Totally worth it. And for you, my friend, just hope that you're having an absolute blast. As New Mexico looking to pull one back, this one bouncing in front of Matt Young. And the clean sheet is preserved still. 84 minutes gone by.
I think Tony Mowbray and the coaching staff at Sunderland will be really happy. They have, obviously, what we suspected, what we were told about the full 90 minutes. It appears that that's true. They've managed to avoid any kind of injuries, and these players, you can tell, they are tired right now. The extra training sessions, the training sessions that they did already this morning, the altitude, the heat, it's all catching up with them, and it's getting a little sloppy towards the end of the game here. But getting 90 minutes under the belt is going to be huge for them moving forward, and I'm sure they're looking forward. The guys who are sitting on the bench will be looking forward to Saturday, I believe it is, against in North Carolina, and they'll get their chance to get the 90 minutes under the belt as well. More
heat out in North Carolina, but the heat out there comes with humidity, which is, in my opinion, twice as bad.
Yeah, but when like yesterday for the training session before the storms rolled in, it was 105. 105 is 105, whether it's humid or not.
Here's Reyes making the run. Reyes was looking to connect with Zuleta, but Young able to grab that. And talking about training again, the lads trained again this morning at about 8 o'clock local time. It was already about 80 degrees by 8 o'clock this morning. We've been under almost a historic hot streak here in New Mexico over the last few days.
It's been absolutely brutal, and I know, like, obviously there's a lot of fans here from Sunderland as well, so talking to them, and we're sitting in the restaurant today and they're like, is the air conditioning on? Like, yeah, it's on, it's just struggling because it's struggling to keep up right now, but just scrolling through social media, glancing over it every now and again, the interaction between the New Mexico United club and Sunderland as well, where fans, there was the hot dog jumping frog Albuquerque flag has been signed by I'm not sure if it's Sunderland players or New Mexico United players, but New Mexico United have got 2 signed jerseys for 2 fans who did a couple of videos for New Mexico United social media over the last 24 hours as well. Darren, Ali, I'll give them a shout out. Ali brought over flags for my 2 girls as well that got signed. Class. I believe her dad's business made those as well. So again, like I say, I feel like there's been friends for life made, basically, where I like to think that people will stay in touch, and just seeing some of the video, the pictures that are online right now of Darren and Ali with their signed New Mexico United jerseys. They're going to go back, and that's going to memories for a lifetime.
Absolute class. The Sunderland supporters have been here throughout their time here in the Duke City. Zuleta comes under possession here. And we've given shout-outs to England, to Australia for viewers. We've got people watching in China, Chris. Hello from Albuquerque, New Mexico. New Mexico still looking to pull one back here. Garvanyan. Back to Astorga. Back to Kyle Colonna now. Kyle Colonna, he's scored in league play. Scored against San Antonio, actually. The team that Sunderland just played. Scored against them on May 27th. That was out at Toyota Field. Here's Garvanyan. And Garvanyan off the deflection. And New Mexico has pulled one back 88 minutes into the match. It's the Albuquerque native, Milo Garvanyan.
Similar in terms of the setup for Ekwa's goal in the first half. Sunderland defenders just drop off, and Milo Garvanyan thinks, why not? Last minute, can't see who it is who dives into the challenge there for Sunderland, and the deflection just takes it over to despairing Matthew Young, who couldn't really do anything about it. He was far enough off his line, assuming there was going to be some kind of through ball coming. You see there, he just thinks, why not? I think that's maybe Dan Ballard comes out, and it's an unfortunate deflection. It just takes it over his head.
Yeah, it was Dan Ballard indeed, and you got to feel absolutely gutted for Matt Young. He's had an incredible performance, and the clean sheet gone off a deflection.
Yeah, but what a moment for Milo Garvanyan as well, scoring against, again, like such a historical club like Sunderland who are here in town. So he'll remember that as well. You can see, like, is it really a friendly? The celebration of the crowd as well. This means something for the New Mexico United as well.
It does, and for Milo Garvanyan, that's his first goal wearing the New Mexico United badge.
That's awesome.
So for somebody that was born here, raised here, played his youth soccer here, to score your first goal for your hometown club, never mind the fact that it's a friendly, like you said, the quality is there on the pitch. This one going back post. Sunderland may be able to get one more. Was that Luke O'Nien that made his way all the way up there?
He was still up there from an attack. I think he was struggling to get back. You can definitely tell the Sunderland players are struggling a little bit now with fatigue, and he was struggling to get back a little bit there, and the ball just kind of found him, and adjudged to have been offside as well.
That goal from Milo Garvanyan, brought to you by Enterprise Builders, built on a foundation of trust for over 30 years. Into the 90th minute, here we are, Chris. Pritchard making the run.
So I think the Roker report knew that it was them that we were talking about when we mentioned about the amount of the advertisement. So a quick shout out there. I don't know who it is from there who's up at 3 a.m., but
big shout out.
Fair due to you.
And don't worry, we've still got a few more sponsored assets coming up before we get out of here. 90 minutes gone by. 3 minutes of New Mexico Piñon coffee stoppage time remains. Great coffee, Chris, is a matter of opinion. Now, you're going to go home tonight, and you're going to lay in bed, Chris, and you're going to think to yourself, I just commentated a Sunderland match.
It's mental, isn't it?
New Mexico looking to pull another back. Semmelsberger tracking this one down, cross going in, and Matt Young sure-handed. So while we've still got a little bit of time left in this broadcast, Chris, you've been a Sunderland supporter for over 30 years. What are some of your favorite moments as a supporter of this club? Those moments that are just burned into your mind forever.
Beating the Mags. That's easy. And I believe there's at least 2 Newcastle fans in here tonight because, they always come to our games. But the 6 in a row versus Newcastle, like all my mates in Newcastle, I hope some of them have got up to watch this. So this will kill them. Kevin Phillips' goal against Chelsea when we won 4-1, I was sitting right behind it. As soon as it left his boot, knew it was flying in. Thomas Sorensen saving Shearer's penalty. I ended up 3 rows in front at the beam-back at the Stadium of Light because I couldn't get a ticket to St. James Park. Yeah, I mean, any of those. And honestly, one of the other moments that I'll cherish forever is, my daughter's first game in San Antonio. I never thought it would be in San Antonio. She's here again tonight, walking out with the players tonight. Both my kids walking out with the players tonight. Moments like that.
Semmelsberger goes in, and the official points to the spot, Chris, and a penalty coming up here for New Mexico. Trey Hume, furious, and Hume not happy with Isaac Zuleta.
I would imagine he's mentioning something about the one that wasn't given in the first half, because it is exactly the same. Exactly the same.
It was Jacobo Reyes that went down and drew the penalty. And New Mexico with an opportunity to pull another one back here late.
It is, like I say, exactly the same. It's unbelievable how uncanny how similar those 2 tackles were. I actually probably think both were penalties.
Yeah.
At least at first glance. We'd love to see a different angle, maybe different, but, Trey Hume, he's always going to protest his innocence. But yeah, it's a great opportunity for the 16-year-old goalkeeper to potentially step up and make another save as well.
Zuleta at the penalty spot to take this one. Interesting moment right before he stepped back as Jacobo Reyes was trying to take it, and Zuleta finds the back of the net. He scores on his New Mexico United debut, and the black and yellow have pulled another one back here late. They trail Sunderland 3-2 in second half stoppage.
Yeah, fair play to the young New Mexico United team in the second half. Their energy is warranted. Them getting back in the game, and I think the fatigue is really. Mentioned it about 5-10 minutes ago, right? You could see it in the Sunderland players. This 90 minutes really has caught up with them. Still very much in pre-season as well, and that was a tired tackle, I'd say, by Trey Hume as well, and struggled to keep the ball. Sunderland in any kind of way the last 10 minutes, and so it's kind of happened. I think it was a comfortable game, and now all of a sudden it's a match. Like New Mexico United, especially these young players here, they feel like they could potentially get back into this game and get a draw out of it.
And just as you're saying that, the full-time whistle blows, and that is a wrap.